glasses out this bitch. What up, Jay? Jay Polon in the building. What's the deal, bro? Big Jay Polon in the building. Jay, you gotta get back on the show, yo. You gotta come back on the show, bro. My way into the port. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Oh man, so you gotta come through and tell us what you found on that. Human hunting parties is crazy. But I believe it. Matter of fact, you know what might be a good movie for tonight? Is it called The Hunted? What's the one with the girl where they kidnap the people, like the progressive liberals kidnap the people and start hunting them down, and then she flipped the script on them? It came out a couple years ago. It was actually a pretty good movie. I think it was called. I gotta look it up. That might be a good movie to watch for real. We did Soylent Green last week. Thought about Eyes Wide Shut. What's up, Willie Will? Willie Will in the building. Human hunting parties is crazy, but I believe that shit. I believe that shit was going down. They all true to file, say so. Oh man. Yeah, you gotta come on and tell us if you found out about that stuff, yo. We gotta chop it up, Jay. Hope everything going well up there in Oklahoma. I'm still trying to wear the wife down, trying to get her out of Maryland. I'm tired of being here. My daughter graduate in May. My son don't give a shit. He ready to roll. He don't care where we go. Gotta get her ass on board. Come out there, buy a couple tax sales, renovate them, living large. You know what I mean? What's up, Josh? What up, YouTube? We got 10 over on YouTube. We got 5 over on Kick. 12 counting on YouTube. Subscribe. Anyway, let's get to it, yo. I want y'all to check this dumbass video out. Hold on. Waiting for this video to load up. Robin Williams is in the files. Think that's why he offed himself? He did some shit he couldn't live with? That's fucking interesting. Yeah, it's the Clifton Powell joint restoring the feeling. What's up with you, y'all? Gang stalking. I remember gang stalking. They were talking about gang stalking a while ago. I remember hearing about the gang stalking, aka the voice of God, that fucking technology. I've been hearing about that shit since like 2013, 2014. I was hearing about gang stalking. I think a good instance of the gang stalking was that shooting at the Florida airport. Was it Tampa or Orlando, the Florida airport, where the guy said he had voices talking to him. The dude that was in the military in Alaska went to the FBI, said people talking to him in his head. And then he went for help, and they fucking released him, and then he ended up at the airport. You think that video triggered every straight black man? Oh, man. Disney made Captain D-Rag. The guy had the Randy Orton syndrome. Oh shit. Angela Bannon says she being gang stalked. I believe that gang stalking shit. I think we all operate on frequencies. I think certain people's frequencies can be accessed a little easier than others. I've given that theory out quite a few times on this channel. Especially people that's probably on the spectrum. Probably can be accessed a lot easier than people who aren't on the spectrum. I'm saying that shit a lot. Anyway, let's get to it. Trigger warning, guys. Trigger warning. Oh shit. Hold on, sorry y'all. Gotta turn the mic.
But go ahead.
So the one thing that I just want to talk about in Luke, make sure I say the name right, crop this part out. Okay. What Luke brought up was like accountability. Like, yes, we can talk about, you know, what our families did to us, all this, all that, but eventually, and I know why people try and say this, and I really don't like that, but eventually comes a point where you have to decide, how do I want to live my life? I haven't talked to my daddy in 6 years. I don't give a fuck about what my family has gone through. I know where I will go. So it's like, you know, you can only say that for so long. Black women are tired, and, you know, kind of like putting onto them like, hey, like, you didn't do this entirely, because everybody in here, several people have talked about, like, you know, going to counseling. Have that upon yourself. Stop waiting for a woman to tell you what you need to do. Take that upon yourself.
Let me address that real quickly. For me, I didn't know fucking how to
love. Can I say one more thing? No, I have to say this, because another thing that happens is, too, you live your life for so long, and I'm not meaning no disrespect by this.
It's all right, just say it, bro.
But when you hit your 60s and your 70s, I want to be right.
Okay, but let me.
I want to live my life right. I want someone to take care of me and protect me. And that's what a lot of women have issues with.
I'm living it right the fuck now.
As I said, I said 60s and 70s.
Let me say this.
Y'all overtalk me.
I'm gonna fucking overtalk you because you're talking out of line.
But you're not gonna disrespect me.
You don't know what the fuck you talking about.
I am.
I do. Love it.
I do.
You don't know what the fuck you talking about.
Oh, I do.
You can't.
I do.
You don't know it, nigga.
I do.
I'm good. You don't know what the fuck you do. Fuck out of here. I'm living. You can't tell me what the fuck I'm living, nigga. I'm living it right now. You cannot fix no shit that you don't even know what's happening.
I think there's a misunderstanding.
No, but he's generalized. You can't. No, listen, bro. Let me stop. This is what it is. Let's get to the truth of this shit. You can't fix no shit unless you meet somebody who is on another level to help you elevate to understand. I'm not indicting anybody. I'm telling you what the shit is. You can't fix some shit that you don't know about, bro.
Yeah.
You can't. And then you get there at 69 or 70 and say, I thought I was being loving all this time. That's what our parents have gone through, and that's why we all so fucked up right now.
You asked, how do we love black women?
Yeah.
That's right here. Trust black women and listen to black women because they know more than we do what it is that they need.
I don't think that's true either. There's a lot of black women who don't know how to love.
I'm not talking about what they know how to love. I'm saying what they need as far as the reproduction.
I get that.
We're talking about, that's what we're talking about right now. Also, if we're going to use our privilege and power as men in society, how do we show?
So right there, right, how we use our privilege and power. Is this a table full of zesty niggas against Clifton Powell is what it seemed like to me. Look, I got hair just like that one nigga, but if you ever catch me slicking my shit down like that nigga that slicked his hair down, nigga, I need somebody to punch me in the face. I need somebody to punch me in the motherfucking face, bro. Please. That nigga got zesty hair. You feel me? So Clifton Powell had a point, but they didn't want to hear this nigga. You know why? Because these niggas is zesty ass niggas parading around as strong black women. I'm gonna say that shit one more time. They some zesty ass niggas parading around as strong black women. They have not a fucking clue what it's like to be a man, rooted in your masculinity and in loving your significant other or your woman. Like Clifton Powell had a point, right? It has everything to do with the nature and the nurture of how you grew up, right? You know, we all grow up different. Like me, I got my nurturing side and my sensitive side from my mother, right? And I got my masculine side from my father. And you think that you know how to turn the shit on and off according to the situations that you're in, but that's not always the case. You know what I mean? Like Clifton Powell was saying, he said, I thought I knew how to love my whole life until I met somebody who opened my eyes. That's what your significant other is supposed to do. But when you got these women out here today, and we was talking about this yesterday or the other night when it came to like Valentine's Day, you got these women out here that don't know how to be feminine. You got all these masculine ass women out here trying to take on the masculine role and trying to denigrate men and tell men how worthless they are and this and that. That shit don't help. You know what I mean? You gotta let your man be able to open the ragu can. You know what I mean? Like, I thought I was a sensitive ass nigga, like when it came to women and understanding their feelings, until I met my wife. She had different needs than other women did, and I understood that. But at the same time, like Clifton Powell said, you meet people along the way who elevate you and upgrade you. These niggas just want you to, these zesty ass niggas that was in the round table just want you to concede to the needs of the woman. No, you don't concede to the needs of the woman. It's a give and take there. Relationships are 50-50. You both have to make sacrifices in a relationship. It's not supposed to be one-sided, but these niggas talking about it should be one-sided. That's essentially what they were saying. It's supposed to be one-sided. The minute that nigga talk about, I ain't talked to my daddy in 6 years, that nigga should have been excluded from the conversation. He should have been excluded from the conversation. Then the dude talking about, the privilege of the man. Nigga, women got way more privilege than men do. If we gonna go there. Exactly, reciprocity. Women got way more fucking privilege than men, nigga. Just go sit at any motherfucking custody court hearing or child support hearing. Nigga, let me have an argument with my wife and she start beating on me or some shit and I call the motherfucking police. Guess who they gonna make leave the motherfucking house, nigga? Women got way more privilege than men. But that's neither here nor there. Them niggas sitting around the table, they represent the pussification of the black man. That's what they represent. The pussification of the black man. They all was raised by a single mother who's probably bitter as fuck. So whoever knocked them up because maybe that nigga didn't choose her. Well, she didn't know how to fucking concede. She didn't know how to be feminine. She didn't know how to fucking follow. That's another problem. A lot of these women out here, they want to be masculine. They don't know how to follow a man's lead. And they feel like they don't gotta follow a man's lead. And that's the issue. That's the issue. That's what fucks relationships up. You got two people that started off in love or liking each other a lot, then they start to get to know each other, but neither one of them want to concede. Neither one of them want to let their ego go. And now you got two people that resent each other who can't stand each other now. Relationships are give and take. You learn from each one that you've been in. If I'm right in a situation or I feel strongly about something, why would I concede about that? Why? So I can be run over and trampled at that point? Yeah, it's crazy, bro. Like, that's why, my wife, she is one of them women that, although she's more than capable or whatever, she concedes. She follows. She's not trying to drag me along and force me to see it her way every single time. And I'm not one of them niggas that's going to do that. And she respects that. These niggas that's around this round table, they want them fucking Disney dads. That's what they want. They want them Disney relationships where, you ever seen them Disney shows where the father just some idiot, just around. The show surrounded around the kid who might be the star of the show, and then the mom is like, that fucking comedy relief or whatever. The father just there is the useful idiot. Like, that's what they looking at. That's what they think shit's supposed to be. I ain't spoke to my daddy in 6 years. Nigga, why not? Let's unpack that shit, nigga. Let's unpack that shit. Let's unpack that. Clifton Powell had a huge point, but they didn't want to let him talk. Pinky right, nigga! They didn't want to let him talk. He like, yo, I went my whole life thinking one way until I met the right woman, and she opened my eyes on how to really love somebody. We always think we got shit figured out. That's everybody, men, women. When you stuck in your own echo chamber, when you think your shit don't stink, right? You think that you right in every situation. You think that everybody else is crazy and you got that shit all figured out until you meet the right one. That's right. If you don't forgive, neither will your Father in heaven. You have to forgive. It's not for the person. You're not forgiving that person for the person's sake. You're doing that shit for your sake. I forgive people. I don't forgive people because to make them feel good. I can forgive people because of exactly what I'm sorry, I can't pronounce what you got. But yeah, you have to forgive them for your sake. That dude got a lot of healing to do. And before he can sit here and sit at this round table and tell a grown ass man who's his age, who's older than him, Clifton Powell is in his 60s, nigga. He done lived way more than you live. That's an old nigga trying to tell you old fools used to be young fools. That's what he trying to tell you, nigga. Old niggas used to be young niggas, and him being an older nigga, he done realized the error of his ways coming up, and you got this young nigga trying to tell an old nigga, you know what I mean, how life works. When you should be taking his advice. Is that he had deep-rooted resentment for black men. I agree with you. I agree with you. Restoring the feelings, the parties. I agree with that too. Can't hold grudges. Not saying to forget. Forget that person. It's better for you. But there's all these dudes around the table that's been raised by these single mothers, who a lot of them the mother probably kept them from their daddy. I know a lot of niggas who mother raised them and kept them from their daddy until they got old enough to be able to go around their father, and then they find out, I was trying to be around, but your mother, you know what I mean? Your mother just she kept me at arm's length when it came to you. You know what I mean? So now they grow up with this resentment for their father because of their mother. But they don't want to, some dudes don't want to, admit that shit. And these dudes refuse to listen to an older dude that had been through more shit than they've been through. And the funny part is that honestly, when you really listen to it, they were kind of getting to the same fucking point. But because these niggas are so zesty and they got to hear themselves speak, They wouldn't even let Clifton Powell get fucking one word out. You know, he said, yo, I didn't realize this shit till I got into my older years. However, that don't always have to be the case. You find the right person to pour into you, you can figure that shit out at a younger age. But all these niggas want to yell at is resentment and toxic masculinity and resentment and toxic masculinity and resentment. And we gotta listen to women because of our privilege. Fuck all that shit. Gotta listen to women because of our resentment. Because of our what do you say? Gotta listen to women because of our privilege. Nah, fuck all that, yo. Ain't nobody more privileged than the woman. Y'all can miss me with that shit. Y'all can fight me about that shit. Ain't no one more privileged in this world than a fucking woman. Period. Full stop. Fucking world demonizes men, especially black men. Don't let a black man go find a white woman. That shit crazy. I heard a chick on the fucking social media the other day talking about if a black man fuck with a white woman, that just means that he capable of fucking with a man. Because why? Because he found out he fucking a white woman. Single black women put on black men, which is fucking crazy to me. Hold on.
All right, now
What's up with you, bro?
How you doing?
Chilling.
Thanks, sir.
All right, bro. I saw that shit. I said, bitch, what? If a black man fuck with a white woman, that mean that he'll fuck with a white man or fuck with a man. I'm like, well, how do you even make that leap, shorty? How do you even make that leap? Again, resentment towards the black man because what? And then you got goofy ass niggas like this that follow right behind that same logic. Eat that shit up with a spoon. Black man ain't got no fucking privileges. Yo, we've all had falling outs with our dads, yo. You know what I mean, parties? Like we all had fucking. My dad had a falling out for a whole year. For like a whole fucking year. I ain't say fuck my father. We'll never do that. Never did that. We reconciled and settled our differences, and this you know, that's all it is, all love. It's always a rough patch with anything. What up, Montoya? He probably ain't spoke to his daddy because he came out as fucking gay. And his father didn't accept the shit. Your father ain't gotta accept your fucking lifestyle, nigga. Your father do not gotta accept your lifestyle, homie. But that's that resentful shit. Probably learned it from his mother. Men know how to bury the hatchet more than women do. Women like holding grudges. I know there's some exceptions, but women like holding grudges, and they pass that shit on to their kids. They speak ill of the father all the fucking time. Yeah, yo. Like I said, your mother shows you the nurturing side, right? Your father shows you how to be a man. You know how to take on life. You know that life gonna knock you down, and you got to get back up. You know what I mean? But then you got instances where the dad's not in the house, or the dad's not in the kid's life. Maybe the dad is a deadbeat and he ain't want no kids, and they're going to run. Right? Maybe you got a father that want to be there, but the mother hiding him from the kid, hiding the kid from him. You know? And then you just got women that's just too fucking masculine. Too masculine. You know what I mean? That don't know how to follow. They the toxic ones. We see it a lot. Unfortunately. Like, let's watch this shit again. For people that didn't see it, they're just coming in.
So the one thing that I just want to talk about in Luke, make sure I say it, pop this part out. Okay. What Luke brought up was like accountability. Like, yes, we can talk about, what our families did to us, all this, all that, but eventually, and I know why people try to say this, and I really don't like that, but eventually comes a point where you have to decide, how do I want to live my life? I haven't talked to my daddy in 6 years. I don't give a fuck about what my family has gone through. I know where I will go. So it's like, you can only say that for so long. Black women are tired, and, kind of like putting on to them, like, hey, like, you didn't do this entirely, because everybody in here, several people talked about, like, going to counseling. Have that upon yourself. Stop waiting for a woman to tell you what you need to do. Take that upon yourself. Let me address that real quickly for me. I didn't know fuck how. Can I say one more thing? No, I have to say this, because another thing that happens is, too, you live your life for so long, and I'm not meaning no disrespect by that. Right to say, bro. But when you hit your 60s and your 70s, I want to be right. Okay, but let me. I want to live my life right. I want someone to take care of me and protect me, and that's what a lot of women have issues with. I'm living it right the fuck now. As I said.
So right there, let's pause it right there. Women are tired. Right? Women are tired. That's that bullshit. That's that bullshit rhetoric. What happens is that women think they too good for a nigga. Is what happens. Women think they too good for a nigga. And they start throwing their weight around, again, being toxic and trying to be these strong, independent women, right? Until the kid gets older, or until they get older and realize, I'm tired of being alone. And then they start to realize their errors. That's what happens. They're tired. What are they tired of? Like, think about it, right? Let's look at it in the case of like a kid. Let's look at it like, remember, what was it, Minister Society? Not Minister Society. Boys in the Hood. Remember Boys in the Hood? How did Boys in the Hood start off? Huh? The mother got tired of raising the son. And what did she do? She dropped his ass off on his daddy fucking front doorstep. There you go, Montoya. They develop toxic relationships with their children to fill the void in their own lives. She held Trey from his father until Trey got to an age where she couldn't control Trey, and she got tired of raising this nigga. And what she do? She dropped this nigga off on his father's fucking front doorstep. And his father stepped up to the fucking plate. I wonder if she would have kept the father in his life. They didn't have to be together, but made sure that he was a part of his life, then she wouldn't have to drop this nigga off on his fucking front doorstep. In some cases, women have more ego and more pride than men have. Exactly, it was no longer fun. And I see that shit all the time. My homeboy got twin sons. The mother was bitter because he didn't want to be with her because she was batshit fucking crazy. He didn't want to be with her. She was toxic. What she do? She go put him on papers. He was already taking care of the kids. They was with him a lot of the times. Then she stopped letting the kids go around him. She put him on papers for child support. The kids turned fucking 16, 17 years old. Now all of a sudden, because she can't control these niggas, she want to put them on him. They don't even have a relationship with their dad. He didn't have a real relationship with them because she wouldn't allow it. Then when these niggas got too old and too big and they wasn't listening to her, what she want to do? She want to put them on my homeboy. Here, they don't listen. You can raise them now. Same thing, Holden. My parents ain't been together since 93, 92. I think they were divorced when I was 7. My father never stopped being in my life. My mother never held us from our dad either. Matter of fact, it got to the point where she didn't want us going to Baltimore City public schools, and she let us move out with him. Even took him off child support because we was living with him. It's called compromise. It's called co-parenting. It's called setting your pride and your ego aside. But what they do, they just surrounded Clifton Powell with a bunch of fucking strong, independent black women ass niggas who don't understand what it's like to be a man. These niggas been raised by their mama. And I'm not saying all mothers raise their sons to be feminine. Cause I know some women who raised single black mothers who raised their sons up as best they could and you know, raised them right. But you got a lot of these women that do that. What up, pro? And now here they come trying to tell a black man who probably 20 years older than them, that had more life experience than them, how he should be as a black man. What's up, Philly Greg? There's a lot of cases like that too, Greg, you know? But these dudes are the embodiment of the pussification of the black man right here. They want all these black men to be simps. They want all these black men to concede to what black women need. That's how it was back in the day. I remember my grandmother, my grandfather, my mother's parents, they didn't get divorced until like the kids was grown. Like we was around. Grandkids was around, then they decided to get a divorce. You know? They stuck it out for the kids, essentially. But the thing about it, right, this could have been a fruitful conversation. This whole thing could have been a fruitful conversation. But see, the other dudes at this table, they already had it in their head how they wanted that shit to go. Then they get to snapping their neck and shit and not trying to let this man talk because they think they know better than him. See, the one thing I like to do, I like to learn from my elders. I like to learn from older black men because I'm fucking 40, okay? And although I'm 40 and 41, although I'm 41 years old, I still got a lot of fucking living to do. I still got a lot of learning to do. And what better way of learning It's from our elders. Oh, yeah, it was full of fruits. I sit down and I ask questions. I listen to their stories. I listen to how they grew up, or when they got married, or when they first started, a family. The mistakes that they made along the way. The things that they learned along the way. So that I don't make them mistakes. Montoya says, me and my son's father co-parented without a court system and family influence, and worked countless hours to get him through Stanford, and stayed out of each other's personal business. See, Montoya is a perfect example of compromise. Montoya is a perfect example of letting your ego aside for the greater good, and the greater good was her kid. Salute to you. But a lot of these women, they be bitter. They be bitter, and they raise bitter children. And you do got a lot of men, right? Like I said, this could have been a fruitful conversation, right? This clip went viral because this zesty ass nigga right here, this zesty ass nigga right there, right, with the fucking finger waves or whatever the fuck he got going on, couldn't shut the fuck up and let Clifton Powell talk. Because he thought he had a gotcha moment. He thought that he was about to school this old man. And because he couldn't shut the fuck up, this is why this clip went viral. This is why the clip went viral. Because you do got a lot of guys that are stuck in their ways, right? My dad's one of them. My dad is one of them, and I tell him that shit all the fucking time. Everybody know that shit. He even know it. But you got a lot of men that stuck in their ways who don't learn until later on in life. Because the right person that came along and showed them, hey, this is a better way of doing stuff. You know what I mean? A softer touch came along and showed them this is how it should be done. And then they're more susceptible to listening to them. This whole generalization of black women are tired. But that's not on the black man. Whatever they're tired from, whether it's a relationship or tired of being alone or tired of being fucking done wrong, they have a fucking hand in that shit, my nigga. How many women y'all know out here who deal with ain't shit niggas? What did we just say about Valentine's Day? I said you'll have a woman who is a guy that really likes her and wants to be with her, and he does everything that he can to try to show her that he's interested. And what she do? She'll pass that nigga up for the ain't shit nigga who brought her some Moscato, condoms, and some Chico sticks. Meanwhile, the kids repeat the cycle. Bar. I'm tired of men treating me like this. Then once you start choosing wisely. The regular job having ass nigga over there who working 9 to 5, who help you out and do this and that and this, that nigga like you. But this nigga over here who think he a SoundCloud rapper, or he out here selling fucking bootleg purses or some shit, who just come and fucking bring you some fucking drink and drop dick off every so often, that nigga don't want you. But you keep trying to pour into that nigga who don't want you. And you got a good nigga over here who want to treat you right. But you tired of niggas treating you dirty. That nigga wasn't treating you dirty. That nigga showing you that he wanted to fucking put you on the pedestal that he feel like you belong on. Women are tired. You know how men go to white women? You know how black men go to white women and Asian women? I'm about to go on a rant. You know how black men go to white women and Asian women? Because they know when to shut the fuck up. They know how to fucking follow. They know how to let the man lead. They know how to talk to him. It's in the Chinese culture. It's in the Chinese culture to shut the fuck up. Girls are seeking excitement. Yeah, but that excitement only, it only lasts but for so long. When the excitement and the adventure is fucking gone, what are you left with? Yeah, men are boring. I'm fucking boring. If I was left to my own devices and I wasn't married and I didn't have kids, I'm the most boring nigga you ever met in your life. I would be content at being home. I would go to work. I'd probably go home, watch the fucking History Channel or some shit or some documentary on YouTube. Right? Like this weekend, I think this weekend I'm gonna start getting my studio back together. I told you the green screen is just temporary. Getting the studio back together. I'm the most boring nigga in the world. Right? I don't want to do shit. I only do shit because I got a family. That's it. Most niggas only do shit because we want to impress a woman or we want to show a woman that we're interested. I'm not about to book a trip to Dubai for me. I don't give a fuck about going to Dubai. like I don't. You know, but if my wife say, hey, we should probably plan a trip to fucking Jamaica or fucking Hawaii or some shit or Egypt. All right, cool. Okay. I'm doing it for her. Josh are not being toxic. Yeah. Most women want that, like what's the name said, they want that fucking excitement. Jared Folk, the motherfucker from Subway, he getting out of jail. That nigga, I thought he turned that nigga lights out. What the fuck he was doing? Yeah. I'm in my cousin made me laugh my ass off one day. We out the club, right? Not even a club, it's a bar. It's a bar. It's called what the fuck is that bar? Damn, the Windsor Inn, right? Not too far from my house. The Windsor Inn. This girl walk up to him when she talking with the group, and he just not really paying no mind or whatever. And then she start trying to like flirt with him or whatever. And then he like, yeah, you wouldn't like me. And she go, what you mean? He said, I got a bad attitude. She was like, how you know I don't like a bad attitude? He was like, no, you probably do like a bad attitude. He said, if I sold crack. He said, you probably would like my attitude if I sold crack. He said, but I'm a regular job having ass nigga. You know, I got a regular job. He said, I keep my little pocket degree on me. He said, you ain't gonna take nothing from me. So I'm a regular job. I'm a regular 9-to-5 ass nigga. And she started laughing, and then she kind of turned away from him. And I'm rolling, yo. I'm crying. I'm like, yo, why you do that? He said, because I see how she is around here. Because he was a bouncer. He said, I see how she be in here and the niggas whose faces she be in. Them niggas is drug dealers. I ain't got shit to offer this bitch but dick. Oh, man. Holden said, my part-time girlfriend wants to go on vacation. I'm cool with staying home and sleeping. Like, I'm cool with that. Like, but that's the thing, right? But the boring regular job having ass nigga who is boring is the nigga that's going to take good care of you and make sure you don't need for shit and make sure you're happy. The toxic nigga he all about himself. He trying to get a nut and then just keep you on the hook. That's what the fuck they tired of. But that's their fucking decision-making process. You wanted to have a fucking baby with the nigga with the good hair. Because you thought we gonna have pretty babies. And that nigga don't want shit to do with you. I met a lady last week at the dental office. Just started talking. She just telling me about her whole fucking life history, life story. I'm like, where the fuck is this coming from? Tell me all about her life story. She done met a nigga, young nigga, right? He telling her, no, you so good to me and I really care about you and this and this and this and blah, 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 blah. This nigga knocks her up with twins. He like, oh, you gotta hold on, I gotta go on the other way. Hold on. He's like, you gotta get rid of that shit. And she's like, I'm not getting rid of my babies. She from Belarus, right? She got the whole Belarusian accent and everything. She like, and I'm sure they don't believe in that shit on her side of the world. You gotta get rid of them. She 36. This nigga was 27 or something like that. And she's like, I'm not getting rid of the kids. I thought you loved me. Blah 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 blah. The minute this nigga found out she was pregnant and then wasn't gonna get rid of these kids, guess what? His whole demeanor changed to her. Now she in here fight for child support. This nigga make hella cash. And what she told me, this nigga making bread, and he come from money. Privileged little white boy. You know? And I told her, first mistake you made was fucking with a young nigga. These young boys out here for excitement. They're gonna tell you whatever you want to hear to keep you on the hook. Being able to come over, drop off some dick, and then keep it moving. You got pregnant and you found out this nigga was not really into you the way he said he was into you. He didn't really love you the way he said he loved you. Right? Now you're going through some shit. Now, I don't know if it's because she's seen that this nigga had some cash or his family had money or whatever. It's what she, I don't know. All I know she going through shit and she's bitter. And the first thing I told her to do, I said, you gotta, forgive him for you. But till you gotta move, you gotta keep moving despite of this dude. Not taking care of his responsibility, that's an ain't shit nigga. But at the same time, you gotta, you fuck with a young nigga. He that's not what they be on. Hold on real quick. I'll be right back, y'all. Oh shit. Alright, there we go. But I don't know if she saw dollar signs and she thought that he was gonna treat her well. I don't know. But that's a lot of you hear stories like that all the time. Cause sometimes women don't really think shit through. Right? They're not methodical sometimes. Like, oh, this nigga got all this money. He got all this. Like I told people all the time. I just tell girls all the time, friends of mine. Oh, he make this and he do this. And I'm like, okay. But that ain't yours. That's not your money. That's his money. What makes you think he want to share with you? Like, what do you bring to the table? Okay, you do this, this, and this. So what do you bring to the table other than some coochie and a pretty face? Like, there are other women out here who bring more to the table. Maybe you just a fun time for him. Or maybe you were just a fun time for him. But women don't think like that. Some women, they want a savior. Some women want a savior to come in and take care of them. And then when that shit don't work out, all of a sudden that nigga ain't shit. And then they pass that shit on to the kids. Your daddy ain't shit. Your daddy ain't shit. He a bitch ass nigga who ain't here. And I'm like, yeah, it might be the case, but you had a hand in that shit too. You shouldn't have been fucking that nigga raw because he made 6 figures. Sounding red pill and that's the enemy. You know what I mean? Like, oh yeah, like, all right, you found this nigga had money and you liked him, then you start letting this nigga bust you raw, knowing better. You ain't on no birth control and shit. This nigga get you pregnant, and then he don't want it. Then you feel away. But you let your guard down because of what this nigga could do for you. And that's a lot of women. They'll let their guard down because of what they think a nigga can do for them. And then when it don't work out how they had it in their head, then they become bitter and resentful. Then they pass that fucking demeanor and that fucking attitude down to their kids. And then, like you said, it repeats the cycle. You get zesty niggas like this trying to tell a grown-ass man who done lived the life that they ain't lived yet. A successful grown-ass man. That's Clifton Powell. That's Pinky, nigga! All the movies he was in, fucking, Street Kings and shit. And he telling you, he's sitting there trying to tell you, before this nigga fucking interrupted him, he was trying to tell you, yeah, I thought I knew how to love until, all the way up until I got into my 60s and 70s. Then I met somebody who really showed me how to be nurturing and caring and how to treat a woman and this and that. Right? And this nigga wouldn't let him get word one out. Yeah, it's way more common than people think. I hear about it all the time. Like, it's way more common than people think. It's like, but at the same time, instead of being resentful, instead of being, hateful toward that shit, you gotta fucking, and I tell women in my life this shit all the time. Like, instead of you being resentful, instead of you just always just dwelling on that shit, move on. Move on, learn from it, and make better decisions. Not every black man is toxic. That man that you hate so much is not the representation of every black man. Just like I told my homeboys, that spiteful bitch who got you on child support ain't the representation of every woman out here. You gotta treat that shit as its own isolated incident and just proceed with caution. Because if you keep carrying that baggage around, you're going to be alone for fucking ever. Women go after the same 10 to 20% of men. They do. And there ain't enough niggas like us to go around, goddammit. It ain't enough of us ideal niggas to go around. Okay? I'm not saying you got to settle, but you got to look at other attributes. That nigga that wear the Silk Dragon t-shirts and the fucking the Sauconys with choking the tongue and shit with the laces and shit. Right? That nigga might fucking put you through the mattress, pause, and do everything in his power to make you happy. I'm just saying. Y'all want us to date y'all 6s. Y'all want us to date y'all fucking 6s and 7s. You know what I mean? There we go. Not accounting for makeup and shit. Y'all want us to date y'all 6s and 7s. Fit. I'm like, you can change the way a nigga dress. Right? Like, I look crazy right now. Like right now, I ain't got no haircut. I'm a little rough. I'm a solid 8.5 right now. I'm a solid and trim my face up. I'm a 9.5. I'm a 9.5. You know, I'm just glad that you can mold and turn into a better man for what you want. Jeremiah said self-glazing. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Oh, shit. But they don't want to do that. They want a nigga that every other woman is after. Oh, he looked like that dude that was on Instagram or Facebook or whatever. And then they go for that shit. And the shit don't work out the way they wanted it to work out. But if you go after the dude that's the fixer-upper, who got potential, who got a job, who said, y'all want us to go for the 6s and 7s and shit. And sometimes we look at that shit like, damn, she ain't got the cutest face. She got ass. She got a body. I can work with that. Like, we can do it. The only time women will go for a nigga that's a 6 or a 7 if that nigga got bread. That's the only time a woman will do that. If a nigga got bread, again, if he sold crack, she'll go for the 6 and the 7. Yeah, whatever people told us is in vogue for the season, they'll go after that shit. Remember at a point, light skinned niggas was out. Is light skinned niggas still out? Are we still on the outs and shit? There was a point where light skinned niggas was on the outs. Women ain't want no light skinned niggas. Josh said the dude doesn't fix up, but once he fixed, start feeling himself a little bit. Yeah, but I think that's the exception. You know. But if you get a bad bitch who fixing him up, he might be mapped to, you know what I mean? Y'all said because Chris Brown still hot, so we straight. It's funny. Shit is wild, man. But like I said, it's just a bunch of zesty ass niggas around that table, just trying to overtalk an old man who got more experience and more life learned lessons than they do. I don't know if Clifton Powell father was in his life. I don't know. Maybe they got that in common. I don't know. Clifton Powell trying to tell you his lived experience, but this kid trying to tell Clifton Powell his lived experience is wrong, even though he didn't even hear him out. He start over talking him like a woman. Like yesterday, me and my wife, we out with some friends, we eating, and I'm trying to explain her. We talking about my son, some stuff. I'm trying to explain to them, and then she keep, okay, yo, you want me to talk? You keep over talking me. And she's like, I'm sorry. And she fucking stopped talking. And I finished my goddamn statement. And then she proceeded with her statement. But then after I finished, just like this zesty ass nigga right here. You know? That's true, Greg. That's true. See, back when I was a young boy, I had some baddies. I had some baddies on the arm. But I asked some girls that wasn't popular. But because he was seen, I didn't care. I liked them for who they were. There's a lot of that shit not happening anymore. You don't see people meeting people and liking people for who they are. They like people for what they can do for them. And that's where a lot of people go wrong. They'll be into somebody based off of what that person can do for them. You know? And when you start doing that on those type of intentions, like women like, oh, I just want to get something to eat. Oh, girl, he took me out here and he took me out there, girl. And then like a couple of months in, they realize that nigga ain't shit. And he got 3 or 4 other bitches that he taking to the same place, and she ain't the only one that's going to the fucking Capitol Grill. Now all of a sudden she hurting, and now she jockeying for attention from this dude simply because she want to win. She wants to win because she can be comfortable with that guy because he got some cash that she want. Versus, yeah, girl, you know, a physical like to do that where they date a guy pregnant and that nigga tell you to keep a nigga. Now you better. What was that song? You let him hit it raw. Now you a single mom. Oh shit. And those guys up there that was going after, they're a product of single mothers who raised them to be effeminate black men, aka strong black women. Oh man, it's crazy. It's crazy. That's sad. Anything going on with this fucking Nancy Guthrie shit? Is anything else come of this Nancy Guthrie shit? Is this shit dying in the news yet? Can anybody tell me that shit? Is this Nancy Guthrie shit dying in the news? That's my question. Have they found her? They were breaking out like a fucking... Oh, we're going to break out an airplane. We're going to break out this technology that should find her pacemaker. It's going to put it on Bluetooth, and we're going to find the pacemaker. I ain't hear shit back from that. The glove, I ain't hear shit back from the glove. Because I'm pretty sure they found out it was one of the investigators who just tossed that shit. Ain't had shit to do with nobody. Have they found anything? Because like I told you guys the other day, Nancy Guthrie is no longer with us, okay? I think that Nancy Guthrie, not only is she no longer with us, she was no longer with us before they even reported her missing. That's why they can't find shit. The only place they can look is the fucking house. And like I said, what if she never went home? What if she never went home? What if she was never dropped off home? She left her family, she left fucking whoever's house they was over that night, and she never made it. Oh yeah, 100% Holden. I'm waiting for that shit to drop. I thought that shit was going to drop over the weekend. I thought some shit with Iran was going to drop over the weekend. But it's definitely building up. Shout out to the Council on Future Conflict. Go check them out on YouTube. I usually go on their channel from time to time. It's the homies. But she never made it home. If it was me and I was trying to, like I said, I wonder what that insurance policy looked like. I wonder what that insurance policy looks like. I think they ditched the body, got that shit gone, and then they reported her missing. Makes more sense. Likely between February 28th and March 3rd. The Ides of March. Maybe. Shit crazy, man. I feel bad for that lady. I really do. Then I highly doubt they find her alive, if they find her at all. Right, like I said, if I was going to do some shit like that, I'm gonna make sure the body is completely disposed of and there's no remains of this body, and then I'll report her missing. Once they just, now it's a recovery job and they consider her no longer with us, they can collect insurance money. Somebody must have been having some fucking somebody must have been having financial issues. That's what I think. That's what I think. He's talking about we ruled the family out. Then people ask people, on what metric did you rule the family out? Don't worry about it. We got to stop victimizing them and blah, blah, blah. But no, you haven't answered the question. How'd you rule the family out? Formation? Could be. How'd you rule the family out? Some bullshit. Somebody might have a couple dollars to fucking rule the family out. All I know is this lady I don't think she's with us anymore. I don't think they'll ever find her. They'll collect insurance money on her, and this will be the fucking greatest caper that has been pulled off in the last 10 years. I'm going to just say R.I.P. Nancy Guthrie. Your family probably betrayed you. I don't know. Oh yeah, they want to keep all that shit on hush hush. They want to keep distracted with the Nancy Guthrie shit. Or how about Ma'am Donnie up there in New York proposing higher fucking property taxes now, and talking about he gonna have to raid the rainy day fund and the retirement fund to help quote unquote balance the budget. Now everybody is all up in arms. We fucking warned you about that shit. I did a whole we warned you. The video actually went viral. We warned you that he was just a fucking running for class president, promising fucking Kool-Aid at the water fountain. They doing in Mexico every day. 9%. It's crazy. Oh, we have to tax, or we could tax the rich. And I'm like, but either tax the rich or we have to tax you guys, and it's not fair. Well, if you tax the rich are going to move, and it's going to fall back on the middle class any fucking way. It's going to fall back on the middle class anyway. You can tax the rich all you want. When they fucking leave and they take their businesses with them and all that other shit, they're going to take their money with them, and then you have to tax you're going to tax the middle class anyway. How about cut down on spending? How about stop trying to be a fucking sanctuary city and trying to pay for all these illegals to be in your fucking state? How about that? Maybe that'll relieve some fucking funds. But that's too much like right? Pro says she's down in Margaritaville with Mr. Tenderdick. Pause. Yeah, tax the rich and the rich is dipping. Virginia doing the same shit. Yep. What's up, Brian? Virginia doing the same shit. Hotep's told you about Ma'am Donnie, and Hotep's told you about fucking Scamburger. We told you. What people want to do, they want to drag me through the mud and shit. Oh, he's a coon, blah, 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 blah. Now these niggas got the what the fuck happened face. Now they're looking around with the what the fuck happened face. Because y'all motherfuckers want to keep giving up the booty on promises. Y'all want to instead of looking at people's body of work. Just like these bitter bitches. Instead of looking at a motherfucker's body of work or looking at a person's fruits, you giving up the pussy on promises to the nigga with the good hair. Jeremiah said he trying to leave Virginia. Now you stuck. Scamberger want to make fucking Virginia a sanctuary state, and she ain't gonna put them in Crystal City. She ain't gonna put them in Arlington. She ain't gonna put them in Alexandria. She gonna put them in Richmond. She gonna put them in fucking Newport News. She gonna put them in Manassas. That's they gonna shove them in. New York's still trying to be a sanctuary city, giving out all that fucking money. I got good hair. I got the good hair too. But I'm married. You know, I ain't worried about that shit no more. Yeah, the campaign slogan. Gonna get you, sucker. That was a good movie. That was a good movie. We should watch that one night too. But that's the crazy shit. Fucking ridiculous. People don't learn. Y'all pick Scamberger, a CIA agent, parading around to be a moderate Democrat over Winsome Sears, who's been your fucking lieutenant governor, putting in the work. Virginia wasn't broke. Y'all broke it. Y'all broke it with y'all voting. Who was the governor of Virginia with Winsome Sears? What's his name? Not Ralph Northam. He was the other nigga. The one that was trying to do like the late term abortions and shit. Forgot the guy's name. Damn, $1,600 in taxes per paycheck? That's crazy. New York. Eric Adams started to see the light. He was starting to come around on a lot of shit, but because it seemed like he was aligning with MAGA and Trump, what y'all do? Y'all try to put a RICO on this nigga, and you voted in an insurgent who promised you all this shit and that he could never deliver on, like we fucking told you. And now you guys are like, oh my god, what happened? No, not Northam. Ralph Northam was the other guy. Was another one. I forgot his name. Ralph Northam was the Democrat who was trying to do the late terms. Glenn Youngkin, that's it. Yeah, Glenn Youngkin. Thanks, Jeremiah. Glenn Youngkin. That's voting against your best interest. I said this shit. I told niggas you're gonna be voting against your best interest. And what they do? Oh, you're a coon, you're a bootlicker. Now they now what? You can't even protect yourself in the state of Virginia. Come like July, I gotta go apply for my Virginia gun license because I don't know how that shit gonna affect reciprocity. That's true. That's true, Darna. Shit, wow. Anyway, guys, it is movie night. It is movie night. I'm trying to figure out what movie we're gonna watch. Trying to figure out what movie we're gonna watch. Should we do Eyes Wide Shut? The Truman Show. Oh, Blink Twice. Thanks, Glam. I forgot. I told you to remind me of that shit too. Appreciate it, Glam. That's what we're watching tonight. We're watching Blink Twice. This has been a recommendation from Glam. I forgot we talked about that already. Tonight we are watching Blink Twice. It's gonna be a new one for me. I'm going to be depressed. I seen Eyes Wide Shut. I just haven't seen it in a few years. But the Blink Twice shit's supposed. Oh, and I thought about watching The Hunted. But Blink Twice, I forgot. Glam just reminded me we will be watching Blink Twice tonight at, what's a good time? 8:30 p.m. I don't think I got anything else to do. 8:30 p.m. That's 8:30 p.m., 9 o'clock, somewhere around there. Okay, guys? Just be ready. It's going to be on Kick only. It's a Kick only stream. We do it every Wednesday. Kick.com/CanonHotep. We're going to watch Blink Twice. And then tomorrow is the after party. After the Hotep's Been Told You podcast. The man who would be king. I got to get to one of Jeremiah's recommendations. I think Jeremiah said the Warriors, and he's saying the man that would be king. So we're going to get to one of his. Yeah, this will be my first time watching Blink Twice, so y'all get my genuine reactions to this movie. I'll make sure I got some popcorn and shit for myself and all that other good thing. So anyway, that's all I got for y'all. I appreciate y'all rolling with me. If you're new, hit the like, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification icons. If you're on Kick, hit that follow button. Gift the sub, guys. Sharing is caring. Sharing is caring. If you don't mind, when you're coming tonight, you know you gotta do it now. If you're coming tonight, just gift the sub. Just gift the sub tonight. You know, every little bit goes into the channel this weekend. I'm gonna paint my my studio. I'm gonna move all that shit out and paint my studio and get it ready so I can get rid of the green screen. I'm hoping to have the green screen gone by next weekend. Yes, next weekend. So anyway, until next time. Yeah, Warriors are still on the list. Until next time, it's Canon Hotep saying be blessed, stay strapped, don't miss. We might do a double feature. We might do a double feature tonight. Anyway, until next time, it's Canon Hotep saying be blessed, stay strapped, don't miss, and don't worry about tomorrow, guys. Tomorrow got enough problems of his own. Worry about today. I'll holler at you.